Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sassy Pants, wife to Matty the rancher, and I'll be your storyteller today. Welcome to Adventures with Sodak Pete, stories that celebrate the hard work, big hearts, and wide open spaces of ranch life. Out here, every day's an adventure, and we hope each and every one of you listening can imagine yourself as little Sodak Pete, learning the ropes, getting your hands a little dirty, and helping out where it counts. So grab your boots, tip your hat, and let's see what today's adventure has in store. Sodak Pete and Slim Pickens. The sun peeked up over the hills, painting the sky pink and gold. Sodak Pete yawned big, pulled on his boots, and tipped his cowboy hat just right. Millie wagged her tail. Another big ranch day was about to begin. Outside, the green grass was starting to grow tall and soft. The hills rolled out wide and quiet, and a breeze carried the smell of fresh dirt and cows. Pete grinned wide. "Let's go get it done, Millie." Just then, Matty came up the path with his steady stride. "Pete," he said, "we've got twin calves born last night. Mama cow's having a rough time." Pete's eyes lit up. "Let's go." They rode out together on the four-wheeler, wind flapping in Pete's shirt and Millie's ears. Past muddy trails and grazing cows, they bounced towards the back pasture. There she was, Mama Cow, licking one calf while the other one lay still and quiet in the grass. Matty knelt beside him. "She's trying, but she just can't care for both of them," he said gently. Pete's heart thumped. He knew what that meant. They lifted the smaller calf onto the four-wheeler. Pete sat beside him the whole way home, his little hand resting on the calf's back. "You hang in there, little buddy," he whispered. Back at the ranch, Pete and Matty pulled out the old bottle calf pen. Millie sniffed the calf and gave a soft little woof. "Time for a name," Matty said. Pete squinted thoughtfully. "Little guy, you look like a Slim Pickens." In the barn, Pete helped mix the warm milk replacer. Scoop, scoop, stir, and a swirl. Matty showed him how to test it on his wrist. "Not too cold, not too hot," he said. "Just right," Pete nodded. "Ranch perfect." Pete held out the bottle with two hands. Slim sniffed and wobbled, then tried to lick Pete's hands. "Hey now," Pete laughed. Milk dribbled, hooves wobbled, and finally, slurp, slurp, slurp. "You got it, Slim," Pete cheered. When the bottle was empty, Slim licked Pete's fingers clean, slow and sticky. Pete giggled and wiped them on his jeans. "Guess we're best buds now," he said with a grin. They cleaned the pen, fluffed the straw, and tucked Slim in nice and cozy. Millie curled up beside him. "Rest up, partner," Pete whispered. The day rolled on. Pete and Matty checked the cows, fixed a squeaky gate, and topped off the water tanks. Pete carried feed in his arms, dust a-kicking up around his boots. Later, Pete brought out a second bottle. Slim stood up a little bit shaky but strong, tail flicking. He slurped the whole thing down and gave a happy little snort. "Attaboy," Pete said, wiping calf slobber off his hands. The sun dropped lower, stretching long shadows across the yard. Slim laid down, full and sleepy. Pete sat nearby, arms wrapped around his knees, Millie by his side. Everything felt still and good. Back at the house, dusty boots landed by the door. Pete plopped into his chair with a content sigh. Matty leaned back and smiled. The smell of a delicious supper drifted through the kitchen. It'd been a very busy day. Out the window, the stars were coming out. Slim Pickens was curled in the straw, safe and full. Pete leaned against Matty and whispered, "We did good today." And we sure did. Because on this ranch, even the littlest calf gets a chance. And there's always more than enough to be thankful for. Thanks for riding along with us today. Sodak Pete hopes you'll join us on his next adventure.